There he goes. What up?
What's good, baby? What's good? What's good?
Shu Shu, what's poppin'?
Man, I'm cooling, man. Cooling, man.
So, you left Brooklyn, huh? You're in Vegas now?
Yeah. I'm in Vegas now, man. We just chilling. See that the sun's still up over here, you know. So yeah. It's real nice, man. The weather is good right now. It ain't too hot.
Uh-huh.
And
So you moved out there just straight for boxing?
yeah, I mean, well, it's not really. I mean, it kind of helps. It was more so just me, just actually wanting to get a new feel and everything like that. To be honest, trying to get a new move anyway. But it just so happens that Vegas is one of the best places for boxing. For real, for real. It's a boxing hotbed out here. I saw in the comments somebody said they wanted to get one of my they wanted to get some merch. You guys can get my merch on snazzyapparel1.com. snazzyapparel1.com. You can definitely get the new shirts that I got out that I've been posting about and everything like that. Y'all go ahead and get that up.
Man, you are ahead of your time. That's good shit. No, that's good. That's good. You're so I like about you, man. But you're a smart kid.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, for real. And so you're 8-0 now, right?
Yeah, 8-0, 5 knockouts.
So and you fought. It might have been not this fight, the fight before. Somebody was 9-0, right?
Yeah, it was 9. He was 9-0, correct. Yeah.
You handled him.
Yeah.
Who was the hardest one so far, would you say?
My hardest so far?
If any, I don't know.
I would say like the toughest guy for so far was I forgot his name. Was it Jose Antonio Lopez or something? But it was my sixth fight. My sixth fight, the one I had in January. He was pretty tough. So and he gave some pushback and stuff like that. But I would say if anybody, it would be him, to be honest.
I think the one that put you on the map was that, I forget who it was against, but it was that crazy knockout. That was like
it was with that was my third fight with Yuri Enduar.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when you watched it. When you watched the replay, because I know in person it didn't look like that, right?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you, yo. When I tell you I was watching that joint, right? No, when I was in the ring, it was like I'm just doing my thing for and everything's just in the spirit of the moment. You're not really taking in every little bit of detail. But when I'm watching it on YouTube or whatever, I'm like, yo, that was nasty. And even when I watched it, right, I didn't think that it would get that reaction that it got. But OT Brims, I see you in the comments. What's good, baby? But yeah, when that happened, man, I'm like, dang, I got a lot of attention from it. It went viral. That was crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was a mix of the speed and how fast you threw the punch, and how you folded him, how he fell. It was just a perfect combination. And the camera angle just caught it perfectly.
Yeah, it did. For real, they had just switched that camera angle to at that spot too. But yeah, it was just kind of set up that way because the round before that, I've really invested to the body, and the referee was about to stop the fight. Then at the end of the fight, at the end of the round, but then he came out like really hard in the beginning of that last round. I mean, was in on that 6th round, and he came out blazing. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna chill, just be defensively aware. Then once I started to see him slow down, I'm like, oh yeah, now every single shot that I was throwing, I threw hard with bad intentions and accurate. Boom, boom, boom. And then, I just set up the jab, and then he threw his jab and I just countered. That
was, man, your division, so you're at 26, a featherweight, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, anybody who knows boxing knows that, especially at the lower weights, you go up 1-2 divisions is nothing, right? In time.
Yeah, sure.
So you got Figueroa, you got Inoue, you got Fulton, right? These are all the big names?
Well, they're at 122 right now.
Yeah, okay. So that's not really going to... Figueroa, though, is at 26 or no?
I think he's at 122 as well because him and Fulton fought.
So you're probably going to peak... I mean, I'll ask. Where do you think you're going to peak at? What weight?
Realistically, I peak at 140. I think I peak.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for sure. Because there's a lot. I've been working on a lot of 140 guys. And I feel like, when the time is right and I, develop throughout my time, I feel like I could cap out at fighting at 140 for sure. who knows? Maybe if it's a money fight and somebody at 47, we could probably meet in the middle and make something happen. But that'll probably be it.
What do you walk around at now?
I walk around like when I'm not fighting, I probably walk around like 145, 147.
So that must be a little draining, right? To make 26?
Nah, not really.
No?
Not really, because of my diet, me being on a plant-based diet, I cut weight easy. The weight cut is not hard for me at all. So it's like I can eat whatever I want to eat, and then I gain my weight. But once I'm burning it, that type of food that I eat, it burns off super fast and super easy. It doesn't. So I'll be ready to go. I plan on staying on 126 for as long as I want to. I have no problems making weight, no problems cutting weight at 126. I just plan on taking over that whole division, and then I'll decide to move up when I do so.
So you're gonna stay at 126 for the foreseeable future?
For sure.
Okay. Well, and remind me now, what was your amateur background? How many fights?
Man, I had about 286 fights. I have I was an Olympic alternate for the 2016 U.S. team. I was supposed to have qualified for the 2020 U.S. team, but quarantine, COVID, all that.
Right. Okay.
I ended up my amateur career being number one in the nation, being the best, winning the best boxer award in the Olympic trials. Won a few nationals, and just stayed at the top of my game.
Wow. How old were you when you first started boxing?
I was 7 years old. I'm 26 now.
So how old were you when you had your first fight?
8. I was 8 years old when I had my first fight. Yeah. I jumped right in there. It was just a few months, to be honest, until my birthday came, and then I was able to fight. And then when I did, it was a crazy experience too, because I had fought and I had a fever and everything. It was
shit.
Yeah, it was crazy because we had drove from the city up to Rochester, their Silver Glove tournament, and it was like I was feeling sick on my way going up there, but I didn't want to turn back because we already made the trip, and then it would have been a waste of money, and all my family was there. It was so exciting and everything, and man, I tell you, I ended up getting beat up so bad. I got beat up so bad, man. But the crazy thing was, I think the judge messed up and wrote on my book that I won instead of a loss. So I was like, hey, listen, I'm going to take a win is a win is a win is a win. I'm going to just take it for what it is.
So back then it was still, they were writing it in, right? It wasn't electronic.
Exactly. It wasn't electronic at the time.
When I was fighting amateur, we're talking the early 90s, you wouldn't even get matched until the night of the fight. I don't know if it's still like that. Like you would show up, and 50% of the time you wouldn't fight because they wouldn't be able to match you.
Well, it depends on where you're fighting, because that happens a lot still.
It still happens.
That was I was coming up too. Like, I'll be going to Jersey, sign up, and then I have to go home with no fight because it'll happen in New York. It all depends on where you fight. Like, let's say you fight in the West Coast. Oh yeah, you definitely gonna get some fights. You fighting in DC, you definitely gonna get some fights. Texas, that's just how it is.
Okay. So, all right. So 126 is the immediate goal. Is there anybody? So let's say you could fight somebody right now. Anybody within whatever 2 weight classes, one way or the other. Who would it be?
To be honest, bro, I ain't gonna want to try to pick nobody's name out to try to give nobody no type of feel, no clout, nothing like that. To be honest, I'm the smoke is for everybody. Like, I'm just, whenever it's time for me to get those championships and all of that, that's who I want. Whoever got them belts, that's who I want. But I'm going to be the one that's going to be, everybody going to be calling my name out. I'm not really interested in calling nobody's name out and nothing like that. I'm going to be the one that everybody going to want to fight, because I'm going to be the one that, that's going to make the noise, and that's going to really be able to, bring that crowd and that attention for us. So I ain't got no interest in anybody else. Everybody going to be interested.
That's a good answer. Okay. That's a good answer, man. Wow. So I got to ask you the magic question, the $1 million question. Spencer Crawford.
Say it again.
Spencer Crawford, $1 million question.
Ooh, man. Listen, it's funny. I just had a conversation with my boy earlier today about this fight, man. This fight right here is literally the most, how can I say? This is the fight where I can say, this is a 50-50 fight. Like, this fight, what Mayweather Pacquiao was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like this is like this stylistically, it's gonna be crazy. You know, I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's gonna be hard for me to choose a winner for this fight, but I'm going for Crawford for sure.
Why?
Um, I just feel like he brings more to the table in terms of his versatility, in terms of his switch hitting, and his adapting nature. Like he knows how to adapt really well. Like I love the approach that Spence brings to the game though. Like he brings this Terminator type feel to the game. Like he has this crazy investment to the body. He's probably one of the best body punchers that's in the sport right now in terms of like how he just naturally slow these guys down over the rounds. But I feel like you're gonna need more. You're gonna need to do more than that to stop Crawford. You know what I mean? And
One thing that I kind of took me back a little bit was the size difference. Now, do you think Spence being a little bigger, do you think that's going to play any part in this?
that's not gonna matter. That's not gonna matter, bro. Like I'm telling you this right now, and it's not even because like I'm just smaller than Crawford, but like I be play fighting with this dude, right? Yo, this dude is solid.
With Crawford.
This dude is solid, bro. Like he's like one of those Tommy Hearns wiry solid dudes, and people don't know, or people don't pay attention. But this dude got a wrestling background for
Yeah, I was going to say that,
bro. Like if his sons, he got his sons in wrestling and everything like that. But I feel like he knows certain things. Like if you watch that Sean Porter fight, him and Sean Porter was kind of like roughing him up to the ropes, and he had a moment to where he looked at him and smiled and turned him back on the ropes so effortlessly. They use like wrestling techniques. All of that size and all that stuff is not gonna matter. I promise you, it's not gonna matter. And then plus, Crawford hitting like that. He's punching like that. And then he switched to where it's like, all right, it's time to take you out. I'm gonna take you out.
I was kind of like, before I saw the face-offs, I thought like split, but I would give Crawford just an edge for the same reasons that you said. But then when I saw the face-offs, the size doesn't always mean anything, but if you know how to use it, then it does.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But then if you know how to use it, it matters. But then if you know how to use someone's size against them, then it really don't matter too. So it's like, like I feel like with Bud's his background in wrestling, he'll know how to use his size against him. He'll know Spence against him.
Right.
Spence has to step on the gas early, because that's when Crawford is more vulnerable. Mm-hmm. He's at his most vulnerable before he adapts to you. If he adapts to you, man, it's over, bro. That's just what it is. He just saw it time and time again.
Have you ever moved around with Crawford?
I just be bumping into him from time to time. Like, you know what I mean? We be messing around. Like, he shows support. Come watch me fight and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I never really trained with him as of yet.
Okay.
In due time.
Yeah, I mean,
due time, we definitely go train together, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I mean, because you so now in your future division, 35, 40, around there, it's extremely, extremely live, right?
Yeah, super live. It's active right now. It's the weight classes.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Who do you think any of those one fighters stands above the rest?
I honestly feel like the fight to be made in those divisions, and there's no disrespect to anybody else, it's just the way how I see it, honestly. Tank and Shakur is the two top guys in those divisions. And that's going to be like another one of those fights to where it's like Spence Crawford. It's going to be like another one of those, to be honest, because it's what they bring to the table, their mentality, their will. It's like at that level, certain things don't matter. Like, you see how we're talking about size and speed. Certain things don't matter. It's all about who got that dog in them. They both got dog in them, but who has more of their dog? It's like, who's like, yo, you got to kill me for real to get,
I think the difference though is, I think one of the reasons why Spence and Crawford is such an amazing fight is because not only is it so even, but both guys can knock you out like that.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Shakur isn't necessarily known, not yet, at least, as a knockout puncher. So it would be a little Tank is, but not Shakur.
Yeah, for sure. Jamel here, and I see you was good, big bro.
Oh, Jamel, what's up, Jamel?
You watching? But yeah, man, like I don't feel like the power in terms of the knockout power is gonna matter, because Shakur has enough power to make you respect him. Mm-hmm. Like, at the end of Mayweather's career, he ain't need no knockout power to beat up on Canelo, to beat up on whoever.
Right.
Like he ain't need that. Like he's
Right.
just straight up enough power to make you respect him and for you to stay humble.
Right.
And that's what Shakur had. No, but he also has just moved up in the weight division, and he's moved up in the weight division, and he's shown that he has brought some power with him. You know, when he stopped Yoshino and everything like that. So I feel like people got to start bringing more respect on Shakur's name when it comes to that, because it's not, he ain't just gonna just, he's not showing that he can just beat you down. Now he's showing he could drop you too and embarrass you even more. So
Right.
I feel like another one, I just feel like with Shakur, he's just so defensively sound to where it's not gonna be, it's gonna be a treat for boxing, like, you know, purists.
Yes.
Like in Tank and Shakur, it's gonna be a treat for them. Like I feel like more so Spence and Crawford is going to have more action, for sure. But the Tank and Shakur is going to be more of like a boxing purist. Like, have you watched that Nonito Donaire Rigondeaux fight?
Yeah.
Like, that fight right there was like, yo, like
Crazy.
it was the best at their time, and it was high IQ during that fight. Like it was one of this. That's what it's going to be like.
I was live at a fight in your weight class. You weren't even born yet, but Prince Nassim versus Kevin Kelly.
Oh yeah, oh, that was a great fight.
And I was there. It was at the Garden, and people don't realize that Prince Nassim had half the Garden was full of Brits, like Arab Brits. Yeah. And every time one guy would drop, half the stadium would sit down, the other half would get up, and it just kept going back and forth.
Yeah. Dang, nah, that would have been a time to be alive right there, boy. I swear, I felt like I watched that fight on YouTube, and that was a crazy fight, for real. And the way I Prince Nassim Hamed, the way I carried himself, I honestly wish like I was able to, like, you know, watch those fights live.
I know.
You know,
I know, and you know, Prince paved the way for you in a lot of ways because he made those weight divisions. He brought the money, and
Yeah, for sure. I feel like he definitely brought the odds in those weight divisions because, you know, Marco Antonio Barrera, he ended up fighting him. Then Marco Antonio Barrera ended up fighting XYZ, and then Pacquiao, and Eric Morales, and, you know, so on and so forth. But, yeah, I do think that in ways it stemmed from Prince Nassim Hamed.
What's up, Ivan? Yeah, we talk about Kevin Kelly. Yeah, I mean, and that's what I like now that, you know, like a lot of people shit on the YouTubers, you know, these Jake Pauls, these guys, but the one thing it is doing is at least it's bringing more eyeballs.
100%. Like, I feel like in the beginning, I feel like people build more now and more respect to the game, like more respect to them now because they're seeing what is everything is unfolding, how, like, the bigger picture. But in the beginning, everybody was like, yo, like, y'all taking boxing for a joke and, you know, da-da-da. But yes, and I've always kind of thought about it. And the fighters meant in a business mentality, that's the best thing because it's like you bring a different field to people that wouldn't even care to watch boxing and like it because they like it's exciting to them now and everything like that. But from a fighter standpoint, I understand the frustration. Like me, I'd have been amateur for 16, 17 years and put on his work in the Olympic trials and yada, yada, yada. And then you just coming off of YouTube and you making millions of dollars. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I understand how we might feel like, you know, it may seem it's not fair. But, hey, like these guys are bringing a different crowd, and it's going to benefit us in the long run.
Yeah. I mean, Jake Paul, if I remember correctly, made $750K his second pro fight.
Wow. Yeah, man, listen. That's just making boxing much more of a lucrative sport, man. And I'm kind of happy about that because it's gonna be able to help spread the money a little bit more too. Because before it was like a smaller percentage of people would basically be financially stable in the sport. A small percentage. Like you would think that you see Mayweather making all this money, like nah, everybody ain't making money like that, bro.
Even Teofimo, you heard him just say he made $1 million.
Yeah.
Which you know better than anybody. After all said and done, what's he take away? 40% maybe.
You know, and that's not fair. This dude has been, you know, I mean, you want to call it how you want it, but you know, he was undisputed, you know, and everything like that, and you know, goes up another weight class, and
he looked good.
No, he looked great that
right.
I was super impressed. I was happy about that. I'm like, that's the T.O. I know. I don't know what the heck I was seeing with the other two fights. I felt like he was just getting his emotions, ahead. His emotions was just in control.
Well, I
And
mean, I talked to him recently, and here's the thing: when a fighter loses, there's always an excuse, and sometimes it's true, even though it's an excuse. It's true. He was saying, look, the first time he had that medical condition,
yeah,
right? Again, and then the second time he said his father was just like, go out and just. He basically, his father told him, just be a knockout, be aggressive, don't box, and then we saw what we saw.
yeah, and that was awful. That was awful instructions. Like I feel like that first round is that approaching that first round is what messed him all up in that Kambosos fight, because I feel like he's a better fighter than Kambosos for sure, and he just gave Kambosos confidence, and then Kambosos just rolled with that confidence. Like I feel like he had Kambosos respect and had him timid before that, but then once Kambosos dropped him, Kambosos' dreams became true. Now he's like believing in his dreams, and he's starting to fight even harder. And there was nothing you was gonna do at that point.
No,
He was
and then Haney beat him so easily twice.
twice, yeah. You know what I mean? So and then it just made Kambosos a name, and don't get me wrong, Kambosos is good.
You can fight.
I just don't see him beating any of the other top guys.
So does this put Teal back in the talks with Shakur and with
It definitely should. It definitely should put him back in talks, because it's who he beat. Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor's no joke.
Nope.
Like, come on, former undisputed champ, and how he beat him, how easy he beat him, from going up a weight class. Come on now.
I was at that fight. That was here. Yeah, that fight was great. So we got the heavyweight division, which I'm excited about, but there's this stagnant lack of fights being made.
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to have the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. What's going on?
Man, I don't know, man. I have no idea what's going on. I feel like right now, like, y'all could do like a round robin thing with these fighters. I could have Deontay Wilder fight Joshua. I could have, Luis Ortiz fight this dude and that dude. Like, you could have Luis Ortiz fight Joshua. You could have Ruiz fight Deontay Wilder. You could have Usyk fight. Like, it could be a round robin thing to where the heavyweight division could still be exciting even after Usyk and Tyson fights.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't want to know, but even even though Usyk and Tyson is not fighting right now, other fights can be made. I just don't know why it's not happening. But one's a kind of exciting fight, which I'm happy for my boy Jared. He's about to have a fight with Charles Martin.
That kid can fight.
I'm so happy he's getting this opportunity. Charles Martin is a former champion, and he still packs a punch, and he's still a problem. This is gonna be interesting to see how Jared matches up with him.
Jared has an interesting perspective on boxing. How he wants to make some money and get the hell out quick.
Yeah. A lot of the young guys are kind of doing that, though. I've seen a lot of young guys kind of having that mentality. Like even Tank, he's like he want to get these guys that's left in his division and get out. He's not trying to linger around, just staying for the money like the guys in the past have done.
But the thing is, oh my bad. The thing is, they don't stay around for the money though. They don't realize it at the time. It's for everything else that comes with it. The lights, the competitive spirit, what drives, all this shit is there. Yeah. And that's why, like, I remember Roy Jones being like, after he beat Ruiz, he goes, I'm either fighting Mike Tyson or I'm retiring.
Yeah. I
remember how that went. He just kept going. Because it's hard. It's like crack. You can't walk away from it.
Honestly, it really is. I can't even see myself. Well, I can't foresee that future to where I stop boxing. Like
what's that feeling like? Can you explain the feeling, like, when you knocked out Homeboy with that? Like, what does that feel like?
Man, it's like, I ain't gonna lie to you. That, it don't even feel real. Like, it doesn't even feel until, like, the next day. Honestly. Like, everybody's going crazy, taking pictures, and you're just still in awe, like, dang, I really did that?
Yeah.
Like, you just like, man, like, that's that kind of feeling, bro. It's unreal. You won't really understand or feel it until the next day, and then when it hits you, it's like, wow, like, nah, like, I really did that. Like, I can't believe, like, let's keep this hype going. Let's keep this, this whole thing going. And it made me train harder.
Who's next for you?
I actually don't have anybody up right now, but me and Top Rank, we were actually going to be having some talks tomorrow to see what the next moves are, And yeah, you know, the news will definitely be coming out soon, man. We definitely gonna have a big year. Next year is also gonna be a big year for me. So y'all just gotta keep watching.
Does that keep you in kind of a state of suspension when you don't know? Does it bother you, or when you don't have something lined up, but you don't really care?
Nah, because I'm already knowing that Top Rank will put me right in there. Yeah, like I'm already knowing that, you know, I'm gonna be really active. Like I've already had 3 fights this year, so I already know I'm gonna get back in rotation probably another month or so. Um, so it's not really a problem for me. I'm just staying ready for whenever.
Do you come back to New York often?
From time to time to see family. Yeah, from time to time. I miss the city sometimes, but I can't stay for too long. I like the serenity and the solitude out here. You know, in Vegas, people just think about the strip, but when you off that strip, bro, it's real chill.
Well, let me know next time you come back. I own a comedy club in Brooklyn,
Okay,
down by the Barclays there. That was my life after boxing.
okay, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
so hit me up. Look, man, it was good talking to you. I know you got some stuff to do.
Yes, sir.
And let's touch down after your next win.
Got you. I appreciate you,
All right.
man.
Peace. All right. Hey guys, please subscribe and smash that like button. And if there's any fighters you want us to interview or anything else, any questions or comments, hit us up. We're here for you.